That's an area to be especially concerned about at this moment. There are new mandatory evacuation orders which were issued within the last hour.
It's a video warning, but
we are,
you think it is, but it's not.
Many in shelters.
We're already actively on fire in Mandeville Canyon.
It's complicated.
I asked the
It's a false error.
if that can be confirmed, and he could not confirm it. But the bottom line message is this is a serious event, and oh, I love that. I love the shot there of the aircraft and another water drop. That we have to take this very seriously, as we have been since Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. when this fire broke out. It's now burned more than 21,000
Is it the same fire we were watching earlier
acres.
that was going up the hill, now it's going down the hill?
Pardon me. The order. This extends from Sunset Boulevard to Encino Reservoir and from the 405 west to Mandeville Canyon. That is an order.
Dude, I had a house in Encino and in Studio City, and I'm pretty sure they just both burned, no?
Read that. Is this a new aircraft that we just saw? And yep,
yeah,
another one. Boom, boom, boom. Back to back.
They're trying to do as much quick work. 10 aircraft flying at the same time.
I think it's the hillside of those cities, though.
To try to move on this thing, but that is a giant orange glow. What they're trying to do here is to not put out the fire. That would be impossible to do at this point, but to keep the fire from moving into the homes and the different areas that we're really concerned.
Is there not a way to help, like them buy a new aircraft real quick to help with this shit? I don't get it.
Again, if
they only have like 2 choppers.
It's time.
Let me look at the LA map.
So many people reaching out saying, I'm evacuated, I'm evacuated. Our executive producer here at Fox 11, she was evacuated. So this is all, hits all of us in one way or the other. And it's, here we go again. Although this looks as bad as it is, Alex and I have seen them make quick work, no matter how bad it looks, in the last day because of the aircraft. So it's nice to see aircraft after aircraft coming into frame and dropping those the water. The super scoopers, I had asked Eric Scott with LAFD about that, because those bad boys, each one carries 1,600 gallons of water. If they were out and about, he wasn't sure. We only have one. Oh, love it. Love seeing that. We only have one because the other one was damaged when a drone ran into it yesterday and put a hole in the wing. Oh, and you see along the ridge all the flashing lights too. So as with now 8 o'clock, this is the time usually we would welcome you to Fox Prime Time. Well, we wouldn't welcome you because we usually don't get to be in Fox Prime Time, but we are with you tonight.
I don't even see the fucking chapters.
Because we felt like the situation had improved, but right now there's no break. No break for the firefighters, no break for us, and no break for the residents.
Oh, look!
Mandatory evacuation orders. We are in a precarious time in the fight right now for the
1, 2, 3, 4, 5
homes in the Mandeville Canyon area are under real threat at this
I think, Chad, these are mostly the news, no?
We welcome you to our continued coverage. I'm Marla Tejas alongside
Alex
Michelson,
not the news.
And we are staying on
that is not the news.
Coverage, no commercial breaks to bring this
that,
to
I think,
you.
Is the news.
And then one of our colleagues here at Fox 11 who flies in Skyfox just reached out to me.
And they're working really hard. Look at that.
Scoopers cannot fly at night. They follow the fixed-wing rules. So there you go. The super scooper that is damaged wouldn't be flying anyway. But nonetheless, now I know, and I thank Kevin for that information. So
yeah, it's only 2 news.
21,000 plus acres burned. This is just 8% contained, and 10 LAFD helicopters are up battling the fire. The flames are heading toward Mandeville Canyon. Mandatory evacuations underway, and we have our crews on the ground, of course.
Jeff,
hopefully we can move one
what are those called? It's a
there in the chart areas right now.
Firehawk
so
70i.
Of what it's really like on the ground.
And I'm assuming that must be a safety reason or something why our chopper is so far away. I know
1970.
probably wish that the chopper was a little closer so we get a better sense of exactly what's happening here. But right now, this is the best that we can get. We want to keep everybody safe as this fire is burning right now
Like, how much does that cost?
But this glow really can be seen over the west side of Los Angeles, and is being seen right now in the San Fernando Valley, places like Sherman Oaks, Encino.
What?
Really getting a good sense and getting that ominous nighttime orange lit up sky.
19 to 26 mil a pop, no shot.
At this time, a lot of white smoke, and you know, we see some because of the work that these.
Okay, that's overpriced. That is so they're getting scammed off this shit. It's unbelievable.
Spent a lot of time hiking Mandeville Canyon. I certainly have. And,
bro, that is so inflated. They're getting skamazed on a stack. What the fuck is that?
Tough terrain.
Yes.
A lot of fuel to burn there. And it would be very tough to fight that fire.
What about those ones? They're right over right now. This one's going over right now. I think it's this one right here.
So important.
Yeah, my husband and I have done several runs up Mandeville Canyon, and Eric Scott made the point earlier, one of the reasons why this is also so precarious is simply because the one way in and one way out,
right?
The slender road that leads to Sunset,
this one.
So it makes evacuating
that's
tough. So that's another issue that they are contending with tonight.
Oof!
Keep in mind, as our choppers here, there's still the Eaton fire. That one's just 3% contained. So that's still underway in the Altadena, Pasadena area.
How much does that cost?
And it was good to hear as we're seeing another, aircraft water drop resources.
Price.
Because this is, imminent right now for so many homeowners in the area. And people even in the Sherman Oaks area, they are taking it upon themselves, hearing from some people that they are going to evacuate right now.
That doesn't auction, it's not the same thing.
So, Adam Kruger, maybe we can bring you back into the conversation and talk about the dangers tonight, what we're looking at in terms of winds right now, specifically in that area.
Yeah, and I mean, just enthralled by the video. I'm watching this, and luckily they have the Encino Reservoir right there to keep constant. You see the helicopters constantly swooping down, getting some water and dropping it. I'm looking at winds in that specific.
That area is also a mountain gate just over to the east as well. But whether they have already evacuated in the last couple of hours or whether they're just now getting the word, I can't tell you. But there does not seem to be a whole lot of
64 mil a pop
on Mandeville
for
Canyon
new ones.
Road. I just see what you see here, which is essentially a whole line of fire trucks that are positioning themselves to engage
somebody
in structure protection.
150 mil.
By the way,
bro,
because it's going
somebody
downhill,
is greasing their paws
those
on those sails. I don't give a fuck what it is.
Because you're gonna have
the people that make this shit are greasing their paws heavy.
Preventing that fire and any flare-ups that come ahead of it.
No way that a crazy massive cruise helicopter is like 2 mil, but the crazy one that's a government one is like 100 mil. Fuck off. That was a nice drop though.
And based on the geography and the topography, as this fire goes downhill, it's going
fuck
downhill,
off.
but it's going downhill slowly.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chris, you're talking about the resources tonight. We do know, we just heard from Mr. Scott, that there are 10 engines and 2 chiefs. They were kind of repositioned onto Mandeville Canyon. So that's why you see all of those fire engines right there, lined there. And then we see the 10 helicopters that are helping. Let's go to Tim Caputo. He is now live at the top of Havenhurst with some details from where he is located. Tim?
Yeah, we came in obviously through Ventura Boulevard up Havenhurst. We're actually at the top of the hill, at the top of the road.
That
here.
one was prevented, right? That was retardant?
Trying to get out this road going down towards Ventura Boulevard here in Encino, absolutely bumper to bumper with people. We obviously came the other direction to get to the top of the hill, closer to the top of the mountain here, and everyone is trying to get out. This is the area where the mandatory evacuations are underway, and I heard Chris Christie kind of explain it from above about how things seem to be going fairly well and as planned. It's tough from this perspective to understand that, especially, I live in the valley too, and when you look across, you see the smoke, and we have seen the smoke since Tuesday afternoon. Well, it went from white smoke over the last couple of days to this afternoon. You see this red glow, and now you could even see some flames popping up above. I want to walk up the street a little bit just to kind of show you from our perspective what you're seeing from essentially everywhere here in the valley as you're looking towards the Palisades fire, because as you get a little bit higher up the hill, give us a second here as we walk up, you could start to see some of the glow from the fire itself up at the top of the ridge there. Obviously, if you live here, you're aware that the Palisades fire has been going on the other side, but you've been kind of waiting patiently, hoping it didn't reach this point. And look at the sky from this perspective. You see the helicopters kind of assisting from above, but obviously that's the concern as it's gone from that white smoke to a very kind of ominous red glow, and even seeing flames at certain points. So these folks here at the top of Encino under mandatory evacuations at the moment, and that's why, Brian, if you turn around for a second here, we got this guy filling up his car with his luggage, evacuating his house.
Oh no, that looks terrible.
And obviously down the
Brother,
street,
that looks, that's raging. Look
if
at
you're
that.
familiar with this area too, a lot of this, it's not grids, right? So you can't just go down 5, 10, 15 different streets to get out of here. Havenhurst is one of the only egress points for a lot of the folks here. That's why you're seeing absolute bumper to bumper folks leaving town. Sir, can I grab you real quick? We're with ABC 7. You're grabbing your things and going at this point?
We're leaving.
Were you able to grab anything quickly, or is it just?
We just grab things and we're out.
All right. Obviously, kind of frantic moments for a lot of folks as they're grabbing things. You know, he came outside a second ago on the phone, looked at that kind of orange glow at this point and said, grab things, get in this car and go. And this is what he's going to deal with, obviously, all these cars going down the street. They're moving relatively smoothly, but it's just not a lot of exit points here. So everyone's trying to get down to Ventura Boulevard and then get out of this area. But as they're moving down, they're essentially all converging on this street here, Havenhurst, and then they're going down.
What if you
At
chop
the
your
moment,
fucking
it's
trees
moving orderly,
down?
but obviously,
No?
even if things are going well up there, it seems close enough, and we've seen it for the last couple of days. People heating those.
Could that not help to chop their fucking
Hey,
shit
Tim,
down?
This is David Ono. I'm by the map. Do you have a cross street besides Havenhurst? And are you on Havenhurst Drive
it's,
or Havenhurst Avenue?
It's so essentially Havenhurst meets Calvera.
Calvera. Okay,
I'm sorry. Let me.
No, what do you put them where?
Calneva.
Some of them are
Calneva
very
Drive.
tall trees.
Okay. So,
and the
so
embers
take it
are
all the
blowing
way
from the
to
wind
the top. Go to Ventura,
outwards,
take it all
like
the way
pollen.
to the top.
What do you think
Essentially,
the
where
big,
it stops and
a big
splits
tall
off. It
tree
goes
would
to
chop
kind
them
of dead
down?
end where we are right now and
So you
splits
don't
in a
get a
couple different
massive
directions.
ember
You wanna
fucking
go farther
spread
up.
it.
But Calneva Drive is the turnoff here over my left shoulder that actually goes even higher up the hill. So if you're taking it all the way to the top, that's where we are, the intersection here, and where you could see the glow, and obviously where people are converging here to go down towards Ventura.
All right, and while we're looking for that on the map, and David's going to find it, I've got this from Jory Rand, who was in the Mandeville Canyon area just a couple of nights ago, and he said it looked like most of the people up there had already evacuated.
This is like a logistical
He saw
disaster.
a few homes with people in them a few days ago, but it was very quiet, very few
clearing
people.
the debris
That may be
after
why
fucking,
the fire department
like,
has been able to deploy so well on Mandeville Canyon and really make a stand.
Like
and do
rebuilding,
destruction
getting the
protection that is
materials,
necessary.
getting the
Because
workforce
that's
to
the area that
get
is
back
most
there.
under
But
threat by
this is like
this
fucking insane.
flare-up of the Palisades fire. So Mandeville Canyon looking good in terms of evacuation. We will see what it does in terms of with the wind speed and direction and whether those FOSCHEC lines hold and firefighters are able to save the homes there.
Yeah, Mark, and people who are evacuating, we do have a couple evacuation centers. One is the Van Nuys Sherman Oaks Rec Center, and that's on Houston Street, 14201 Houston Street, and that's in Sherman Oaks. And then there's that other one that
I almost bought a house in Sherman Oaks.
It's the Lanark Recreation Center, 21816 Lanark Street. That's in Canoga Park.
So they provided these pretty quickly because now they know everyone is trying to get out, and it's good news. Again, Jory Rand, thanks so much.
It got this
for,
far. That's
emailing that
insane.
information,
Brother, when I was watching earlier, this was behind the hill.
No, who
No,
are adjacent to the Palisades fire, they've been seeing the smoke, and they have been knowing that they need to evacuate. Let's go back over to David Ono really quickly. We're looking at Tim Cavuto's live shot. David Ono, you were wanted to say something.
Yeah, well, I found the intersection where Tim is, and if Tim can hear me, hopefully he could clarify. Tim is at Havenhurst Avenue right here. We followed it just like he said from Ventura Boulevard is up in this direction. He went it all the way up, and he's at Encino Hills Drive, and it turns
Ventura's
into
massive, don't know?
Calneva Drive.
Doesn't that go like
Tim
across
is
the whole fucking
basically
city?
right here. This is the shot. Tim,
I used to have
from
a
your
hou-
camera
I used to
angle,
rent a
are you
house,
looking
in Ventura
down
in
the hill
Studio
or
City.
up the hill? You're probably looking down the hill, right?
That's where everybody's going.
Yeah, this is down the hill towards Ventura. Actually, if you pinpoint where we are, we're actually on a dead end physically here. So essentially 10, 15 homes behind us up the hill. Down the hill, Havenhurst is essentially going towards Ventura. What you're now looking is up Encino Hills. It's kind of a weird intersection, right? Because to one side it's Encino Hills and to the other side is Calneva Drive. But this one is people essentially coming down, meeting up with Havenhurst and going towards Ventura. Same with the other side, people coming down the hill and going to Lower Brown.
I have that right here. Here's a cul-de-sac, the dead end that he's talking about. This is where Havenhurst comes to an end. He is actually standing right here and shooting in this direction. And what you're seeing is cars from Encino Hills and Calneva, and they're hitting Havenhurst Avenue, and they're heading up towards Ventura Boulevard, which if I shrink it out, then you see this is
the way it goes to Calabasas, right?
Havenhurst all the way down to here, and it hits Ventura Boulevard here. So they're just trying to get down to Ventura Boulevard and get out. And what he was talking about is there's no straight lines, there's no grid. If I could show you, and you could just see the kind of chaotic situation here up in the hills where everything winds. And I've been up there before. If you're not familiar with the neighborhood, it's easy to get lost because nothing is in a straight line. Everything winds, and sometimes you'd find yourself doing circles. So it's a tricky area to get out of and evacuate. So all of that is going on right here in the hills. And just to give you some perspective,
fires
this part
start
right here,
and spread it
fire
everywhere
is
at the same time.
A lot of open space with
Don't
a lot
they have to
of
start?
brush that could easily.
I know
burn.
it's been windy and there's a lot. But dude, here, there, here,
to look
there.
at somebody from the Brentwood area now because they're under that evacuation warning area. And we have some
embers
video
don't fly
just
from
in
fucking
of someone who was really
3 cities over.
Sort of desperate straits that we saw in the man who was in that neighborhood that Tim Caputo is in, talking about, I need to get out right now. Here's the lady here. She's spraying down her home. This is in the Mountain Gate community of Brentwood, and they are under that new evacuation warning.
Bro, I wish Chet stopped trolling me for like a minute.
They've been told to get out. These are the folks. This is a community that is up from the 405 freeway, and it's a pretty. These are big homes. These are homes that are up on the top of a hill, and so that is the big concern there. She was spraying down her home, and then
why not just put a sprinkler on the roof?
She spoke to our reporter there, our camera person there, and I think we have that now.
Are you guys ready to evacuate?
Yeah.
And have you guys seen this before in your residency here?
Not here. No.
I mean, how? You take the fucking hose, put the sprinkler, go to the rooftop, and you fucking tape that mother suck onto the roof.
Waiting until it got here, and now it's here, so.
And did you guys prepare? Did you guys think it would reach here, or is this just a surprise?
No, my car's been packed for about 4 days because I've been at work every day since, just trying to, feed everyone that's been so out of food in their house with the Palisades fire. So just doing what we can to hopefully save our house if it comes to that.
And when is like go time for you? When does it when are you leaving?
When we I don't know. I honestly don't know. That's it for me, honestly.
You're about to lose your life, hard-earned worked house, and all your everything you've ever worked for.
Anxious.
Can you tell us right now what's going through your mind right now? Just for a minute right there. You're about to lose everything you've ever worked for. Tell us right now.
Get out, evacuate.
Like, holy shit, man.
This is her community. I just wanted to give the audience perspective on where she lives. This is the Mountain Gate community. There's Mountain Gate Country Club right here. And I'm assuming she's in one of these streets right over here. It's a small community, but a beautiful community. And it's lined, all these nice houses are in this area right over here near the country club. And then they're just right off the 405 as was described, but it is a mandatory evacuation area that she is in. And to give you perspective, the fire is right over here, open space here. And then that Mandeville Canyon Road, though, is first up. So if the fire continues to go in this direction, as Chris has been showing us.
Well, watching this a minute ago. Michael, GTA 5, this Santana residence mansion burned. Chat, explain without fucking trolling me, chat. Because I'm not even doing a conspiracy. It's a genuine question. Like, how everything starts burning at the same time?
Yep.
Bro, the winds, motherfucker. I don't understand it. There needs to be an initial fire for that to spread, no? Oh, maybe small fires are very common, but they never spread.
We don't know where the retardant is, though.
But because it's so dry and windy, then all the ones that would normally go extinct instantly, they start spreading. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT.
And it certainly is, and it's got multiple fronts. I mean, this fire, the Palisades fire, is burning here along the 405. It's also burning as far away as Topanga Canyon.
California
so just to give you an idea, in fact, it's burning even further than that.
To
it's still burning all the way out to Las Virgenes Road. So this is a massive, massive footprint that this Palisades fire is creating, certainly going down in history. In the meantime, you can see that firefight continuing here as they monitor this forward progress on the eastern flank here. Now, they are on a fire road that the fire has just jumped slightly. And the minute that fire jumps a fire road, which may very well be where that fire line was drawn, they're going to tackle that really quick. Again, this is a little bit different than the fires that we've been watching for the last several days.
Campfires left. Okay, utility
fire where the wind is blowing in their direction. That's not
coordinated
happening right
ignitions.
now. Now the fire is creeping in certain directions. And
natural man-made compound factors, climate change.
As they flare up and as the situation warrants. So you see a big flare like that one right there with a lot of thick smoke, really tall flames, a lot of scary imagery here.
Oh yeah, dry, strong winds can spread small fires to massive ones.
That comes in is going to aim right there.
So they probably get fires like almost daily normally, but they all die out, right?
Until they stop the forward progress of that
large fire-generated embers, they can be carried by the wind, and small starry fires from afar from the main blaze.
They've got resources in place. They're doing
how far
fire is not blowing in this direction. You don't have wind
can
blowing into this
an ember travel and start a new fire?
Slowly with the fuel that is on this hillside. So hopefully that'll give them the luxury of time to continue whacking this fire, drop after drop after drop after drop.
In strong winds, 1 to 2 miles.
Like the Hollywood fire and the Sunset fire in Hollywood the other day, where they eventually were able to stop a fire in its tracks in a small little canyon. This is a bigger area.
Extreme cases. Because of intense wildfires, extreme conditions, up to 5 miles.
They have a much bigger perimeter here that they're working with. But remember, what you can't see in the dark here are the fire lines that were drawn earlier in the day in this very area.
Oh yes, okay, so I was right then. It's just a lot of them appear at the same time. Because normally there's bro, that's 20 fires per day.
Into the San Fernando Valley, they were painting this entire mountainside with red fire retardant. So that fire is going to have trouble traveling.
So there's normally 20 fires per day, but if it's really dry and very windy, these fires don't die out and they start new fires. Then
they are issuing those orders.
That's the answer, pretty much.
Good that they did that, because we are not taking any chances on a week like this.
So even if there was arson at this point, it doesn't matter. It could have been anything. It could have been intentional. It could have been anything. It's just the way fires travel in the current day with extreme conditions like this. Brother, this is scorched land. Look at this shit. It's going down the hill. So when does the wind stop blowing or go the other fucking direction?
It's expanding to the east, which is my concern. It's not expanding to the north, which is why I'm breathing a sigh of relief for Tarzana and Encino, as scary as the visual is if you're in the valley. On the east side here, it's a little bit more dynamic because we don't know where those lines are, and it's already creeping over some of these fire roads. We don't like to see that. Those fire roads are man-made fire breaks that are used for access by firefighters, but they're also
I saw the Emir clip about train wrecks
that are moving through the mountains, especially in a non-windy day like tonight.
Bro, train wrecks used to be fucking kind of cooked.
Fire
guys,
breaks, the fire
roads.
It
was one of my good friends, right? But
fire breaks,
old train wrecks is.
So you've got the fire.
I don't think you know old train wrecks.
Creeping towards the east. I do see the footprint growing slightly, and that's why they're going to tackle the east side much more aggressively than the north side. In fact, all of the focus is on the east side here that's heading towards Mandeville Canyon Road, not necessarily as aggressive on the north side, where there is quite a glow above Encino, but the forward progress seems to be halting.
Here it comes. What? Oh, these are spotters.
It's such a hazard. It really is, and you know, it's.
This is a weird tangent, but
because these folks tend to get really
in the future, if you had very strong AI
on Instagram and TikTok, is frankly
you could have better resource management because of the containing fires for sure. This is a sector at which AI could help a fuck ton.
A drone pops up in these fire zones, they have to halt the firefight. They have to ground the aircraft until they can make sure the area is clear. Even with all of the
calculates the wind, checks the stuff, makes scenarios where it emulates the spread of the fire, looks at the result, thinks this position, even though it might not be fully extinguished, maybe it doesn't reach far and doesn't connect, and then it figures out a way to just do better.
But in any event, I think I heard might be in service by Monday, but who knows? We'll see about that. In the meantime, yeah, don't fly your drone through a fire zone. It only has the potential to hinder the progress of firefighters. And I heard again today, earlier this evening, there was another incident where they had a drone sighting, and they had to clear the area and suspend the firefight. And that is certainly just,
Chad, you say I'm done as fuck, but what if you throw a bomb, like a good fucking, like a good massive bomb right there, bang, brother, the shit's not going anywhere. No, dumb fuck. You do it ahead of time. You bomb the fucking debris. You bomb the bushes so they don't catch on fire. You expose the fucking... You make a crater that exposes the raw soil. Fire will stop spreading if it's like fresh, wet soil. Just bomb the fucking thing. Bang! Is that bad? Abort takeoff. Huh? Dill said the Boeing 757-300 had an engine problem. The Federal Aviation will investigate. Nothing more important than safety. Passengers still Atlanta news, the engine was on fire and the plane was skidding on the runway as it attempted to take off. Quebec sent a super taker to help. You should look it up. Atlanta, Georgia. About 200 people were evacuated in Delta plane. The passengers used emergency slides. Quebec Giga Chat, perhaps? Let me check. Bro, this next segment, meta is bullshit. Bro, don't bring that dumb shit over here from other channels, man. I couldn't give a fuck. I do not care.
What's that? That's a spot fire. There you go. That's a goal. He dropped it. Missed.
Yeah, I see it. Look, this is where I'm from. Look.
We have new live pictures coming in from on high showing you the fire line in the Palisades fire. So this is a new perspective. Live pictures again coming in.
Happened yesterday afternoon around 1 o'clock. Yesterday. We're just starting to learn some details about it. There was an aircraft that's known as XQcOW that was struck by a drone. Now that happened yesterday.
Wait, what?
Afternoon around 1 o'clock. Now we do have some visuals here. It's according to LA Fire. They say it happened early yesterday.
Struck by civilian drone.
They specify now that it was a civilian drone, not a piece of equipment that was being used by crews battling those flames. The LA Fire Department did post to social media about the incident.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'd like to remind everyone that flying drones in the midst of firefighting efforts is a federal crime, punishable by up to 12 months in prison or even a fine. Now you can see the damage that was left behind by that drone strike on the wing of the plane there. The plane has since been grounded. Obviously not the news anyone wants at this time when all of those crews are just essential as they continue to battle those flames. The incident is also under investigation, Heather, I should say, by the Federal Aviation Administration.
So that's one of the water bombers that's come in to help, obviously, in this crisis, extending its time in California and other provinces and federally. What kind of a response have you seen?
Yeah, that's right, Heather. Like you said, neighbors helping neighbors. So it's very much an all-hands-on-deck response as they are coordinating things across the country.
That's fucking stupid.